We're getting a clearer picture of the U.S. economy. The November jobs report was just released after delay due to the government shutdown. It shows the U.S. added more jobs than expected, but the unemployment rate also ticked up. CBS News Money Watch correspondent Kelly O'Grady joins us now from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange to break it down. So, Kelly, break down this report for us.
Yeah, so let's start with November because we kind of got a buy one, get one 50% off in this jobs report, a little bit of October and mostly November. So November, we added 64,000 jobs in the U.S. economy. That was better than expectations. We were looking for something around 50,000. It was lower than September. Remember, last month we got that delayed report and it was pretty significant. Those numbers were revised down slightly, but we were around 108,000. So it is a drop off in November, but still positive. That is what we want to see. But you mentioned the unemployment rate. So that ticked up to 4.6%. That's up from 4.4% in September. So now we've kind of gone a little bit beyond that healthy band. And from folks that I spoke to this morning, that's where the concern is. And then I want to double down on another number that's more encompassing, 8.7% when you look at unemployment rate and also folks that are having a part-time job in addition to their full-time job in order to make ends meet. That's the highest that we've seen since August 2021. Where we saw the growth for November was as expected in healthcare. That's been a big driver in the economy. And so if you sort of think about it, okay, that's great for the healthcare sector, but Vlad, you and I, if we lost our jobs, I mean, we're not going to go out and be able to come, nurses and doctors and sort of medical practitioners. So it's really thinking about where the job growth is coming from. And you see people more and more when they are laid off having a hard time getting a job immediately after.
So, Kelly, I was looking through your report that you sent, and I swear it could have come from Goldman Sachs or Morgan Stanley. But you do point out that there is some interesting statistics, which the U.S., and you kind of alluded to this, we had 4 straight months of weak growth from May to August, followed by that resurgence in September. So how does the government shutdown and all those layoffs that happened, those furloughs, affect these numbers? And what does it sort of mean for later next year?
Well, that's high praise coming from you, because I know you've read a lot of those reports in your previous life. So thank you. But yeah, this really, the government layoffs really came into effect in October. Because remember, people took the buyout. And so then starting October 1st, those numbers hit the job markets in terms of layoffs. So across October and November, government lost 162,000 jobs. That was huge. But if you break out the private sector in October, we actually gained 52,000. So I think sort of the big takeaway here is you saw, as you mentioned, those months of weak growth, and we had a resurgence in September. October's kind of a throwaway just because it's partial data, and now we've got that November number. If you see those federal workers that were laid off or took the buyout not able to get a job in the coming months, that's when it's going to be problematic, because now you have, close to 200,000 people that are out of work and need to find employment.
Really interesting, Kelly. By the way, you know how there's conspiracy theorists all over the internet? So people are going to wonder, she's indoors. She's on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Is that an AI-generated background, or is she outdoors? Why are you wearing a coat on the floor?
It's sort of my winter New York Stock Exchange vibe, Vlad. I'm trying to change with the seasons.
I love it. I love it. It looks good on you, as Rodney Dangerfield said. Kelly, always love having you. Thank you very much, friend. See you later.